Hello and a very warm welcome back to the channel. Today I have some silver coins in front of me as I'm going to be going through them and showing you the top 3 best methods to test for fake silver at home. So with that being the case, let's go on with the show. Hello everybody, how are we all doing today? Yes, I have some coins here in front of me, one of which is an actual genuine silver bullion coin, the other two not so much. So what I thought we'd do today is, as I say, go through the best methods that you can use at home to test for fake silver. So first of all, I'm going to go through the things that I highly recommend you look into getting for this. Not all of them are essential, some of them are. However, for the 3 methods, we have first of all weights and measures, which you could do getting yourself a set of calipers and a digital scales that go down to double digits. That's quite important. You do need to make sure you get scales that go down to 2 decimal places. They are quite freely available on places like Amazon and eBay, and they don't cost too much either. I think I picked these up for about £5 off of eBay. And for the second test we're going to do today, you're going to need to get yourself some rare earth magnets. Now they will need to be rare earth magnets. The stronger the magnets the better. I've got a couple here together. You could just use one, or you could have 3 together. It doesn't really matter. One for a minimum, two there. That does the trick just as well. So yeah, you'll need some rare earth magnets. And for the third and final test today, and this is where you don't necessarily need these items, but I do highly recommend you look into purchasing yourself some. First of all, we have the pocket pinger, which is a little device that we'll use to complete the ping test. And finally, a mobile phone. So yes, that's the, if I can get them all on screen together here, that's the items you're going to look to need. That's the pocket pinger, a set of digital weights, some calipers, a rare earth magnet, and a mobile phone. Okay, so for the first test we're going to do today will be the weights and measures test. So again, as I say, what you'll need for this is a set of digital scales like these here and a pair of calipers. Now you can get digital calipers, they're a lot easier to use, or you can just pick up a cheap set of calipers like these off of somewhere like eBay. I think these cost me literally just a couple of quid, so you can pick them up very cheap off eBay. And again, the digital scales, I think I got these off eBay for about £5 as well. So not a lot of money there. Certainly a good investment if you do want to be checking the quality of your silver. So what we're going to do for argument's sakes is we're going to pretend we have 3 silver Britannias here in front of me. Now I know they're not all Britannias, but for the purpose of a test we're going to say that these are all supposed to be 999 fine silver Britannias from the Royal Mint. So that being the case, the weight of one of these coins should be very close to 31.3 grams. So if we have anything that's above or below that number, then we know that the coin's not necessarily what it's supposed to be. So first of all, we'll have a look at this one here. And if we pop that one on the scales. Now, as you can see, this is a 1981 Charles and Diana commemorative crown. So this has literally no silver in it whatsoever. We do know this is made from copper nickel. So that being the case, let's put it on scales and see what happens here. So we have coming up 28.49 grams. Now I'm not sure if you can see that too well on screen. I'm not sure how well the camera picks up the LCD screen of the scales here, but I can assure you that is reading as 28.49 grams, which if this was supposed to be a silver wouldn't be good at all. Now 28 grams is a standard ounce, but precious metals aren't weighed in standard ounces, they're weighed in troy ounces, which is actually 31 grams, not 28 grams. So this coin right here, I'm happy to say, has failed the weight test, which is a good thing because we know this isn't a silver coin, this is a copper nickel coin. So it would not have been good at all if it had come up as 31.3 grams. Okay, so next off we had this coin right here. Now this is supposed to be a 1 ounce. There you can see there, this is actually supposed to be 1 troy ounce of 999 fine silver. So let's have a look how trustworthy this eBay purchase can be. So let's put it on the scales there. Oh, okay, we have a problem. So straight away we can see that this coin right here, which is supposed to be 1 troy ounce of silver, actually weighs 23.89 grams. So that's just shy of 24 grams, which, as you can see, isn't even close to being the 31.3 grams that it should be. So once again, this coin here has failed this test quite abysmally. So we'll pop that one right there. And finally, we have this coin right here, which I have an inkling may just perform a little bit better on the test. But that being the case, let's pop it on the scales and see what happens. Right, okay, so there, as we can see, that's immediately coming off a lot better. Just under 31.3 grams. That's actually coming up as 31.27 grams now. That's not a problem at all. You may just be slightly out. Now all the bullions I've got weigh around 31.27 to 31.3 grams. So I'm not concerned at that whatsoever. The reason for that is there's actually exactly 31 grams, which is exactly 1 troy ounce of pure silver in that coin. And because the coin is 0.999 silver, there are trace elements of copper in with the coin as well. So that's why it's normally slightly over. That's to ensure you do get the full 1 troy ounce of fine silver in the coin. Now, okay, I'm just going to put this to one side for one moment, because it is essential that not only weighing the coins, that you do measure them as well. Because any metal can be made to a certain weight, but for it to be what it is supposed to be, it will have to be within a certain set of diameters to be at that weight. So if we take this coin right here, which is what we know to be the actual Silver Britannia, now the correct diameter of these coins is 38.61 millimeters. So if you take the calipers here, okay, and if we have a look at that, what we can see right there, if I bring that up to the camera, is if you look at that line right there, that is pretty much smack bang between 38 and 39 millimeters, which puts this exactly right at around 38.61 millimeters. Now, again, if you had the digital calipers, you would be able to get a better reading on that. With these analog calipers, it is a little bit more difficult to do that, but they work perfectly good enough for what we're doing here today. So that being the case, that coin is absolutely fine. It is bang on weight and bang on size too. If we look at this coin now, one thing that will be interesting with this coin, if you look at the size of that as well, it is pretty much exactly the same size. And if I put the two coins together, that is the case. These coins have pretty much the exact same diameter. So if you were to offer two up against each other, it would look pretty much the correct size for the coin. However, we would then know once we popped it on the scales that the weight was off. So regardless of it being the correct size, it is definitely not a silver bullion. Okay, so finally we have a look at the light coin here, which is the one that weighed quite considerably underweight on the weights test. If we look at the diameter on this one now, it's quite interesting because although it was quite a bit lighter, it's also quite a bit larger. As you can see there, it's just under 1.5 mil difference here. And if I put the coins together again, it is actually quite a noticeable difference that that coin does have a lip right there. If you can see, if I line that up at the back, you can see that there is quite a difference in the coin. So its diameter is not right and the weight is not right. So that coin really isn't doing well up to yet. This one, the size was perfectly fine. As I say, it is the same diameter as the silver bullion, but because it's made of a different metal with a different density, it doesn't weigh the same amount, and it came in a few grams lighter than what it should have been. Okay, so that's the first method of checking the validity of your silver. And as I say, it's a method that anyone can do at home. You just need to spend a little bit of money on getting the necessary equipment, which would be the calipers and the scales. I have actually seen digital calipers and scales on sale online in a bundle deal for around £20 together. So again, it's not a lot of money to spend, and certainly a good investment if you are worried that any of your silver bullion aren't as legitimate as they should be. Okay, so secondly, we'll have a look at the magnet test. Now I do have quite a funny story with this, and definitely does go to show the dangers that you can encounter when purchasing things offline, because I bought this coin right here, which is another light coin. This one, however, was sold as 1 troy ounce of fine copper, but silver plated. Now, I did specifically want a silver plated copper coin for this test. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use this one because it turns out the fake coin I purchased turned out to be fake. So yes, I got my fingers burnt on that one. Before I even bought it, I thought it was going to turn out to be a what it is, which is a silver-plated steel round, not copper at all. It did cost me nearly £10, which is probably around the right kind of money for a silver-plated copper round. But unfortunately, this one did not pass the test, and I will come back to that in a little while. Okay, so the magnet test, what is it and how does it work? Well, the way a magnet test works is obviously magnets are attracted to ferrous metals such as iron and steel, etc. Now, silver, it doesn't attract a magnet, as you can see right here. It won't pick the magnet up. However, it is very, very, very slightly magnetic. So what that means is if you do get a powerful magnet like a rare earth magnet like this, and I've told it in the right way, put your coin at an angle and just pop the magnet onto it and slide it down. And what you'll see is it slides down very, very slowly. And that's because silver, as I say, is just very slightly magnetic. Okay, so if you have a genuine silver coin and you get a powerful rare earth magnet like that, pop it onto the coin like that, and if it slides down nice and slowly like that, then that is a good indication that you do have genuine silver. Now, what will happen if it's a non-magnetic metal like copper nickel is right here is if I drop it on there, you can see that just falls straight down. There's no resistance at all. And if I get them two next to each other, if we go onto the silver coin, nice and slow, the non-silver coin straight down. There's a very, very noticeable difference between the speed of the two coins. There we go, look. So again, I'll show you one more time. That's a nice slow descent, whereas on that one you have a nice quick descent. Okay, so what happens if it's a silver plated steel round like this one right here? Well, that's quite simple. You don't even need to get too close to the magnet. There you go, it's picked it up straight away, and it can be quite difficult to get it off. So you know that will pick up a coin quite easily, and you cannot get it off it at all. So when I picked up this coin right here, hoping it was a silver plated copper bullion, yeah, that's definitely not copper. So what I've had to do for the sake of the video is enlist one of my more worn cartwheel pennies. Now I do have 4 of these in various state of disrepair. This one, as you can see, is it has definitely seen better days. It's already in a very, very worn state. So I'm going to use this just to very quickly show you. Now the cartwheel pennies were made of 1 ounce of copper. So if you get the magnet, once again, you'll see that that's got quite a slow descent to it. If I compare it to a copper nickel, you know, that's straight down, whereas that one, it is a little slower. Now you will find that copper is slightly less magnetic than even silver. So the magnet will run down a copper bullion slightly faster than it will a silver one. Now, one good way to check against that is just to have one that you know is a definite silver bullion on you, and then what you can do is just put them next to each other, and you can see there is a noticeable difference once again. Although that is a little bit slower, it will go a lot slower on the silver bullion. Now, a great way to do the magnet test is to purchase what's known as a coin slide, and that's just a 45-degree angle slide which is made of the rare earth magnets. So what you do is you just pop the coin at the top and you just let the coin slide down. If it's copper nickel coin, it will slide straight down. If it's a silver coin, it will glide down slowly, and if it's a steel coin, it will just stay at the top and won't move. Now, a good way to check for copper on a coin slide is, again, if you have a coin that you know to be a silver bullion, and it is always handy to have one definite guaranteed silver bullion with you at all times to compare against. What you can do is if you put that coin on the slide and let it slide down, and then put the other coin on afterwards, if it is a silver coin, the difference between the 2 coins will remain the same as they both slide down. If it is a silver plated copper coin, then that's likely to catch the silver coin up before it hits the bottom. So that's a great indication that the coin is either made of copper or also could be made of a alloy of silver and other metals such as copper and nickel, just to reduce the silver content. So you could have what's supposed to be a 999 fine bullion coin that actually works out to be 750 silver, which would be 75% silver. Now obviously they're making a saving on 25% of the silver on all the coins they would make, which would add up. So not all fakes are completely fakes. Some very good fakes will just have a lower silver content than they're supposed to have to try and trick a lot of these tests. Okay, so that's the magnet test out of the way. And what we have next up is what I consider to probably be the best way of testing whether or not your silver bullion is real or fake, and that's the ping test. Now, the ping test can be done very easily without any of this equipment whatsoever, and I will definitely show you that very quickly. So one thing you can do is just balance the coin on the tip of your finger like that, and with another coin, just very, very gently. Remember to always do this very gently because you can damage coins in doing this. And just give it a very gentle tap like that. And what you will hear from this coin here is, with it being a copper nickel coin, copper nickel has a really, really nasty, high-toned, whiny kind of pitchy noise to it. If you can hear that. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's a good one. There we go. There we go. Okay, so if you take a silver bullion coin and you do the same thing, you will find there's a very noticeable difference in that ping right there compared to the copper nickel one. So that sounds a much nicer, richer sound. So there we go. As opposed to, once again, I'll show you this. There you go. You can hear that's a lot more high pitch and tingy. Okay, so that's how anyone can do it at home, completely cost free. Okay, so maybe you're not at a stage yet where you feel comfortable using your own ear to identify the difference between the two pings. Now, if that's the case, don't worry at all, because what I can highly recommend is this completely free app right here, which is the Precious Coin Tester app. Now, there is a paid for version of this app, and if you do want to access their full database of all their coins, then you do have to become a paid member. However, as you can see right here, the standard Silver Britannia is actually one of the coins that's free to check. So we are able to download the app and use it today completely free of charge to check the coin we have for you. Okay, so something that I highly recommend to go along with the Precious Coin Tester app is this thing right here, which is the Pocket Pinger Coin Ping Test Tool. Now, these aren't essential. As I've showed you before, you can balance the coin on the tip of your finger to do this test. This here is not massively expensive. They cost around £20. It does help ensure that you don't cause any damage to your coin and does make the test a little bit easier. So it is something that I would recommend you picking up. It's definitely not something that you essentially need. You can definitely, as I've shown you, do this without it. But if you were to have one, the way this works is you just squeeze down on the end there, pop the coin you're wanting to test in between the two teeth. Now, what you will see is they do have rubber tips on them to prevent them causing any damage to the coin. Okay, so once you've got it in there, what you do is you take your stack stick, which is this thing right here, which is a softwood stick. Now, it does tell you with a pocket pinger when you purchase it that only a very gentle tap is needed. You don't need to be hitting the coin hard, just a very quick, and that's it. That's all you need to do, just a quick. There we go. Okay, so the way we would use the Precious Coin Tester app is very simply go onto the coin you're wanting to check. It will also have the specifications of the coin right there, which, as you can see, the weight is 31.21 and the diameter is 38.61. As I always say, it's normally around 31.3 for the weight, there or just under. But I would say as long as your coin's somewhere between 31.2 and 31.3, that weight is absolutely fine. Okay, so first of all, we'll just test this coin, which is one that we know not to be silver. This is a copper nickel coin. So to use the app, all you do is just click where it says check there, and then while it's saying that, just give it a quick ding, maybe a second one there, and it'll do its little thing working it out. It's analysing it, and that says 0 out of 3 bad, which is a great sign because we do know this coin doesn't contain any silver, so it wouldn't have been great if it had have come up to say it was fine. Brilliant. Okay, so if we put that down there, next up we have the silver light coin from eBay, which has not done too well in the previous 2 tests, but let's see how it can do in this 3rd one. So once again, what we'll do is we'll click check and just give it a quick... There we go. I mean, you can really hear the difference on that one. And it's analysing once again. And once again, it's come up as 0 out of 3 bad. So I suppose the real test here is if we take this coin, which we actually know to be a 999 fine silver Britannia from the Royal Mint. I did purchase this coin directly from the Royal Mint, so I would be very worried if this goes wrong right now. But once again, just simply click check there, take the coin and give it a quick... There we go. There we go. And we'll wait for that to analyse. And that's come up as 3 out of 3 great, 3 stars, which again is brilliant news because that right there is a solid silver Britannia purchased directly from the Royal Mint. So I would have been very, very worried if I had come up with anything other than 3 out of 3. But as you can see there, this is an absolutely brilliant setup, and this right here is my recommended way to test your silver at home. It doesn't cost a lot of money. The app is free. If you have different types of silver that you would like to test, then it may be worthwhile paying for the subscription of the app. As you can see right there, it is a brilliant app and it does work. I haven't personally had any need to purchase the full version as of yet. I'm perfectly fine just testing the Britannias. However, going forward, I may look to purchase the full app because it is a great little app, and it does give you that peace of mind knowing that the silver you're buying is actually silver. Again, I would highly recommend purchasing the pocket pinger. Now, what I will do very quickly right now is just once again show you that you really don't need the pocket pinger. That really is just a recommended additional. I do say that the Precious Coin Tester app, with it being a free app in its basic form, is an essential item to have, because as I say, what you can do is once again just balance the coin on the tip of your finger, click check and give it a quick, there we go, give it a quick ding, let that acquire the sound. Okay, and it's analysing, and once again we have 3 out of 3 great, so it has definitely picked that up to be a silver coin, once again just by balancing it on my finger. However, as I say, when you are balancing a bullion on your finger like that, it can be very easy for that to fall off. Now, I've got quite a soft padded table right here, so it's not too bad if it falls onto that. But if maybe you're testing a coin you haven't purchased yet, if it falls and lands on a hard floor, then you could get yourself into a little bit of trouble right there. So for the sake of 20 odd pounds, I do highly recommend the pocket pinger and stack stick right there. But that pretty much sums up what we've got for checking for fake silver today. Now, there is one other way of testing silver. Now, that is known as the specific gravity test. It's not just a way of checking silver, it's actually what I use it for, and what is really good for is it will check the purity of the silver. So as I mentioned with the copper earlier being similarly magnetic, and also with the better fakes maybe containing some silver but not as much as they're supposed to, what you may find is that you've identified through one of these means that the coin is silver, but you may want to double check that it is the silver content it's supposed to be, which is where the specific gravity test comes in. Now, to just keep this video as short as possible, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing a separate video showing you the specific gravity test, how you can complete that for completely free at home, as long as you've purchased one of the items that I have in front of me right here, which is this here, a set of digital scales. So I definitely recommend keeping an eye on the channel, because I do intend to get that video out later this week. Okay, so I hope you've all had a great time today, and maybe you've learned a thing or two about testing your silver at home, and maybe you feel a little bit more comfortable to do it now, and perhaps that will make you a little bit more comfortable to go out there and buy more silver. But that's pretty much it from me for now. And so until next time, as always, keep stacking, take care, and goodbye.